Step back in time to a world where bronze weapons gleamed under the Mediterranean sun, and mighty citadels crowned the hilltops of ancient Greece. The Mycenaean Civilization emerged during one of history's most dramatic periods, the Late Bronze Age, ascending to power around 1600 BCE in the Greek mainland. These were no simple farmers or merchants, but skilled warriors who built their legacy through military might and technological innovation. The Mycenaeans developed from local chiefdoms into a complex civilization, establishing themselves as the first advanced culture of mainland Greece. Their influence stretched across the Aegean Sea, from the shores of modern-day Turkey to the islands of the Mediterranean. The story of the Mycenaeans begins with their remarkable ability to learn and adapt. They absorbed knowledge from the sophisticated Minoan civilization of Crete, transforming themselves from a relatively simple society into masters of metallurgy, architecture, and maritime trade. Through both peaceful exchange and military conquest, they established a network of powerful centers, with Mycenae itself standing as the jewel in their crown. Picture their world: massive stone fortresses perched atop strategic hills, their walls built of stones so massive that later Greeks believed only giants could have moved them. Within these walls, kings and queens presided over complex palatial societies, where scribes recorded transactions in Linear B, the earliest known form of written Greek. The Mycenaeans' rise coincided with a period of unprecedented international contact in the Mediterranean world. They traded with Egyptians, Hittites, and various peoples across the Near East. Their merchants ventured as far as modern-day Spain and the Baltic Sea, exchanging precious amber, gold, and bronze. These weren't just traders, they were diplomats and warriors who helped shape the political landscape of the Late Bronze Age Mediterranean. Their society was hierarchical and martial, led by wanakes, kings, who embodied both political and religious authority. These rulers commanded armies and controlled vast economic resources, operating from palatial centers that served as administrative, religious, and military headquarters. The archaeological evidence reveals a civilization obsessed with prestige and power, where warriors were buried with their finest weapons and golden death masks preserved their faces for eternity. But perhaps most intriguingly, the Mycenaeans created a cultural legacy that would echo through millennia. The heroes of Homer's epics, Agamemnon, Nestor, and their compatriots, were likely based on memories of Mycenaean rulers. The legendary Trojan War, while embellished through centuries of storytelling, may well have its roots in actual Mycenaean military campaigns. For half a millennium, these warriors, traders, and craftsmen dominated the Greek world, building an empire that would lay the groundwork for classical Greek civilization. Their achievements in architecture, art, and warfare would influence countless generations, and their stories would become the foundation of Western literature. The Mycenaean Age was a time of heroes and legends, of bronze-clad warriors and master craftsmen, of international trade and devastating warfare. It was an era when history and myth intertwined, creating stories that still capture our imagination today. Their civilization may have fallen around 1100 BCE, but their legacy lives on in the very foundations of Western culture. Standing atop the windswept hills of the Peloponnese Peninsula, Mycenae commands the landscape like a giant throne of stone. This ancient citadel rises from the rocky terrain, its golden-hued walls catching the Mediterranean sunlight in a display of raw power and architectural genius. The fortress city represents one of humanity's most impressive early architectural achievements, a testament to the innovative spirit of Bronze Age engineering. The most striking feature of Mycenae is its legendary Cyclopean walls, stretching up to 40 feet in height and 13 feet in thickness. These massive fortifications employ limestone blocks weighing up to 14 tons each, fitted together with such precision that even today, one cannot insert a knife blade between them. The engineering knowledge required to quarry, transport, and position these colossal stones speaks volumes about Mycenaean technological sophistication. Approaching the citadel, visitors first encounter the iconic Lion Gate, dated to approximately 1250 BCE. This monumental entrance stands as the oldest monumental sculpture in Europe. The limestone relief above the gateway depicts two lionesses flanking a central column, their heads once cast in precious metals, now lost to time. The symbolism reflects both royal power and divine protection, while the technical execution demonstrates remarkable sculptural skill for its era. Beyond the Lion Gate, archaeological excavations have revealed a complex urban plan. The palace complex occupied the summit, featuring a great courtyard, throne room, and residential quarters. The Megaron, or Great Hall, represented the heart of political and religious power, with its central hearth and 4 columns supporting a clerestory that allowed smoke to escape while illuminating the space below. The soil of Mycenae has yielded extraordinary artifacts that illuminate daily life in this Bronze Age capital. The famous Mask of Agamemnon, a golden funeral mask discovered by Heinrich Schliemann in 1876, represents one of archaeology's most spectacular finds. Though now known to predate the legendary king by several centuries, it exemplifies the outstanding metallurgical skills of Mycenaean craftsmen. Evidence of sophisticated bronze working abounds throughout the site. Weapons, tools, and decorative objects demonstrate mastery of metal alloying and casting techniques. The Mycenaeans developed advanced kilns capable of reaching temperatures necessary for creating high-quality ceramics and metalwork. Their pottery workshops produced distinctive vessels decorated with marine motifs and geometric patterns, exported throughout the Mediterranean world. Perhaps most impressive is the underground cistern, accessed by a lengthy corbel-vaulted tunnel cut through solid rock. This engineering feat ensured water supply during sieges, incorporating sophisticated hydraulic knowledge. The construction technique used in this tunnel would influence architecture for centuries to come. Archaeological evidence reveals a bustling urban center where craftsmen worked in specialized workshops, priests performed rituals in sacred spaces, and scribes recorded transactions in linear script on clay tablets. Storage areas held massive pithoy jars containing olive oil, wine, and grain, while specialized areas were dedicated to textile production and metalworking. The strategic positioning of Mycenae demonstrates advanced military planning. Multiple gates, guard towers, and arrow slits integrated into the walls created an almost impregnable fortress. The layout forced attackers to expose their unshielded right sides when approaching the main gate, a clever defensive strategy that became a hallmark of ancient military architecture. Excavations have uncovered evidence of complex religious practices. Grave circles, carefully constructed tombs, and ritual deposits indicate sophisticated burial customs and ancestor worship. The presence of imported luxury goods in these contexts suggests extensive trade networks and complex social hierarchies. The architectural and engineering achievements of Mycenae would influence construction techniques throughout the ancient Mediterranean. The principles of fortification, water management, and monumental architecture developed here would echo through Greek, Roman, and medieval European building traditions, establishing standards that would endure for millennia. The Mycenaean age gave birth to some of history's most enduring characters, their stories woven into the fabric of Western literature through Homer's epics and Greek mythology. These figures, whether historical or legendary, embodied the values and complexities of their civilization. At the pinnacle of Mycenaean power stood Agamemnon, the legendary king of Mycenae and leader of the Greek forces during the Trojan War. Archaeological evidence suggests that a powerful ruler indeed governed from Mycenae's mighty citadel, though the historical figure may differ from Homer's portrayal. Agamemnon represented the archetypal Mycenaean wanax, a king who combined military leadership with religious and administrative duties. As depicted in ancient sources, Agamemnon's character embodies both the grandeur and tragic flaws of Mycenaean leadership. His decision to sacrifice his daughter Iphigenia to gain favorable winds for the fleet bound for Troy illustrates the brutal choices faced by Bronze Age rulers. His eventual murder at the hands of his wife Clytemnestra and her lover Aegisthus represents the price of power and the consequences of prolonged warfare. Perhaps no figure better represents Mycenaean ingenuity than Odysseus, king of Ithaca. While famous for conceiving the Trojan horse strategy, his character exemplifies the sophisticated diplomatic and strategic thinking that marked Mycenaean leadership. Archaeological evidence shows that Mycenaean rulers indeed maintained complex diplomatic relationships and trade networks requiring such skills. The character of Ajax represents the martial prowess so central to Mycenaean culture. Archaeological findings of elaborate bronze armor and weapons support the image of well-equipped elite warriors. Ajax's massive shield, described in the Iliad, mirrors actual Mycenaean tower shields found in tomb excavations. The elderly king Nestor of Pylos represents the importance of experience and wisdom in Mycenaean society. Interestingly, the archaeological site of Pylos has yielded thousands of linear tablets, suggesting it was indeed an important administrative center, lending credence to the idea of wise leadership there. As king of Sparta and husband of Helen, Menelaus represents the complex political alliances that bound Mycenaean kingdoms together. Archaeological evidence shows strong connections between major Mycenaean centers, suggesting such royal relationships were indeed crucial to maintaining power. While Helen's historical existence remains debatable, her character represents the important role of royal women in Mycenaean society. Linear B tablets reveal that women could hold significant economic and religious positions in Mycenaean culture. Agamemnon's wife represents the dark undercurrents of power in Mycenaean society. Her actions highlight the complex role of royal women and the consequences of war on the home front. Archaeological evidence shows that Mycenaean queens could wield considerable influence. Archaeological records have revealed names of actual Mycenaean officials, priests, and craftsmen through Linear B tablets. These include the military commanders, Loagidas, who led armies, the priests and priestesses who conducted crucial religious ceremonies, the scribes who maintained detailed records of palace operations, the skilled craftsmen who created magnificent works in gold and bronze. These characters operated within a sophisticated palatial system. Linear B tablets reveal complex hierarchies of officials, priests, and skilled workers. The tablets name various professions and titles, showing that Mycenaean society was highly organized and specialized. Archaeological evidence shows that Mycenaean warriors were indeed equipped like Homer's heroes. Elaborate tombs contain finely crafted bronze armor, boar's tusk helmets, long bronze swords, gold death masks, precious jewelry and weapons. Legacy and historical impact. The characters of Mycenaean legend influenced countless generations. Their stories formed the basis for Greek tragedy. Their leadership models influenced later Greek and Roman concepts of kingship. Their heroic ideals shaped Western literary traditions. Their diplomatic and military strategies provided examples for later leaders. The stories of these characters, whether historical or legendary, provide invaluable insights into Mycenaean society's values, struggles, and achievements. They represent not just individuals, but the complex interplay of power, duty, honor, and tragedy that characterized this sophisticated Bronze Age civilization. The tale of the Trojan War represents far more than a poetic saga of love and revenge. Archaeological and historical evidence reveals a complex tapestry of political intrigue, economic imperatives, and cultural conflicts that characterized the late Bronze Age Mediterranean world. During the Late Bronze Age, around 1250 BCE, the city of Troy held a critical strategic position controlling the Dardanelles Strait. This vital waterway connected the Aegean Sea to the Black Sea, serving as an essential trade route for maritime commerce, resource exchange, and access to valuable metal deposits. It also enabled control over grain shipments and served as a gateway to Eastern trading markets. These factors made Troy a central player in the complex geopolitical landscape of the era. The economic dimensions of this period reveal a network of sophisticated trade throughout the Mediterranean. Archaeological findings suggest that competition for these valuable trade routes and resources, such as copper and tin, essential for making bronze, likely contributed to the conflict. Control over agricultural territories and efforts to expand regional influence further heightened tensions, creating an environment ripe for war. The military and political aspects of the Trojan War reflect a culmination of growing hostilities between Mycenaean Greeks and Anatolian powers. Evidence indicates that systematic military campaigns spanned the Aegean, supported by complex political alliances. Innovations in siege warfare and naval strategies played a pivotal role in the conflict, as both sides sought to leverage advanced tactics to secure victory. Troy's strategic location underscored its significance in Bronze Age politics. By controlling the Hellespont, a key shipping lane, the city provided access to Black Sea resources and served as a bridge between Europe and Asia. Troy's fortifications also acted as a bulwark against northern invasions, solidifying its importance in regional defense and trade. Archaeological evidence paints a vivid picture of the conflict's intensity. Excavations at Troy, particularly at the site known as Troy 7, reveal multiple layers of destruction. These include fortification enhancements, stockpiles of weapons, and clear signs of fire and violent destruction. Other evidence includes abandoned settlements and indications of refugee movements, highlighting the human toll of the war. This conflict unfolded within a complex international system marked by diplomatic relations, alliance networks, and treaties between major powers. Competition for regional dominance was fierce, with city-states vying for control of strategic territories and resources. Such rivalries shaped the broader political landscape and fueled the hostilities that culminated in the Trojan War. Beyond its immediate political and economic consequences, the war profoundly affected Bronze Age society. It triggered population movements and refugee crises, fostered cultural exchanges, and spurred advancements in warfare technology. Social and political structures also evolved, reflecting the transformative impact of prolonged conflict. Trade and commerce played a central role in shaping the war's dynamics. Controlling lucrative trade routes and accessing critical resources like metals and agricultural goods became primary motivations for both sides. Protecting these commercial interests was essential for maintaining economic stability and political power. The Trojan War also drove significant military innovations. Advances in siege warfare, naval strategies, and fortification designs emerged during this period. Weaponry and armor saw notable improvements, reflecting the heightened stakes and technological progress driven by the conflict. The human cost of the war was immense, as evidenced by mass graves and widespread violence. Cities and settlements faced destruction, displacing populations and disrupting economic activities. These upheavals left lasting scars on the region, reshaping its social and economic fabric. In the aftermath of the Trojan War, its consequences reverberated throughout the Mediterranean. Political systems collapsed, trade networks were disrupted, and cultural transformations ensued. Population movements and migrations further reshaped the region, marking the end of an era and the beginning of significant historical changes. The historical legacy of the Trojan War extends beyond its time, influencing military strategy, diplomacy, and international trade. Its cultural impact is evident in artistic and literary expressions, cementing its place as a pivotal event in ancient history. Modern archaeological discoveries continue to shed light on the conflict. New evidence of destruction layers, trading networks, diplomatic correspondence, and advancements in weaponry provide deeper insights into the war's complexity. These findings underscore the multifaceted nature of the Trojan War, moving beyond myth to reveal its economic, political, and cultural dimensions. While the story of Helen and the Trojan horse captivates the imagination, the reality underscores deeper motivations. Economic competition, political power struggles, and resource conflicts were at the heart of this legendary war, highlighting its significance in shaping the ancient Mediterranean world. The Trojan War marked a turning point in history, transforming power structures, trading patterns, and warfare techniques. Its cultural and social impacts reverberated through time, influencing military strategy, international relations, and economic systems. This conflict's legacy endures as a testament to the complexities of human ambition and the enduring impact of ancient history. Understanding the Trojan War through this broader lens helps us appreciate its true historical significance beyond the mythological narrative, revealing a complex conflict that helped shape the ancient world. The Mycenaean society thrived as a highly organized hierarchical system, with archaeological evidence and linear tablets offering a glimpse into their structured social classes. At the top stood the Wanax, the king who held supreme authority as ruler, religious leader, military commander, and chief administrator. Directly below him was the Lawagitas, the military commander, second in command, responsible for leading operations and hailing from the noble class. The Telestai, or landholding nobles, served as regional administrators, managing land and exercising local leadership. Below them were the craftsmen and specialist workers, potters, weapon makers, jewelers, and scribes who played essential roles in sustaining the economy and culture. At the base of society were the common people, including farmers, laborers, servants, and slaves, who formed the backbone of daily life and production. The administrative system of Mycenaean society was remarkably sophisticated, as revealed by linear tablets. These inscriptions documented detailed record-keeping, resource management, tax collection, religious offerings, and the organization of military supplies. They also shed light on trade transactions, highlighting the palace's role as the center of economic and political control. This system ensured efficient management of resources and the smooth functioning of a complex society. Religion played a pivotal role in Mycenaean life, reflected in their sacred spaces and worship practices. Mountaintop sanctuaries, palace shrines, open-air altars, sacred groves, and temple complexes served as focal points for religious activities. Poseidon was revered as the primary deity, alongside other gods like Zeus, Hera, Athena, and Artemis. Religious practices included animal sacrifices, libation offerings, processions, ritual feasting, sacred dances, and seasonal ceremonies, illustrating a deep connection to the divine. Cultural practices in Mycenaean society showcased their sophistication and vibrancy. Daily life included formal banquets, wine ceremonies, athletic competitions, hunting, and musical performances. Storytelling was a cherished tradition, passing down myths and heroic tales. Artistic expression flourished in fresco painting, pottery decoration, metalworking, jewelry crafting, and textile production, leaving behind a legacy of extraordinary craftsmanship. Gender roles in Mycenaean society were defined, but offered women significant responsibilities. Women participated in religious ceremonies, managed households, produced textiles, and even held some property rights. Family life was patriarchal, with extended family units forming the core of society. Marriage alliances, inheritance patterns, and child-rearing practices reinforced social stability and continuity. Mycenaean military culture emphasized their warrior society. Combat training, weapons crafting, and military ceremonies were integral to their identity. War games and honor codes reinforced a sense of discipline and valor, preparing warriors for the challenges of battle. This military focus was supported by their expertise in crafting advanced weapons and fortifications. Trade and economy were central to Mycenaean prosperity, with activities spanning long-distance trade, local markets, and agricultural production. Craft specialization and maritime commerce connected them to other Mediterranean cultures, facilitating economic and cultural exchange. Their trading prowess contributed to the wealth and influence of their society. The Mycenaeans had a mythological worldview shaped by beliefs in hero worship, ancestor veneration, divine intervention, and fate. Creation myths, heroic legends, and tales of supernatural beings provided a framework for understanding their world. These stories were passed down through oral traditions, scribal training, and craft apprenticeships, ensuring their preservation across generations. Funeral practices in Mycenaean society reveal a deep reverence for the afterlife. Shaft graves and tholos tombs were used to bury the dead, often accompanied by funeral offerings and elaborate death rituals. Ancestor worship reinforced the connection between the living and the deceased, maintaining a sense of continuity and respect for the past. Material culture further highlights the ingenuity of the Mycenaeans. Pottery vessels, bronze tools, textiles, personal ornaments, and household implements reflect the sophistication of their daily life. Their architectural achievements included palace complexes, noble residences, commoner housing, workshop areas, and storage facilities, showcasing advanced construction techniques and spatial organization. The Mycenaean legacy left an indelible mark on history. Their epic poetry, architectural styles, military traditions, religious practices, and administrative systems influenced subsequent civilizations. Technological achievements in metalworking, construction methods, agricultural techniques, maritime technology, and military equipment underscore their innovative spirit, cementing their place as a cornerstone of ancient history. This rich cultural tapestry demonstrates the sophistication and complexity of Mycenaean civilization, showing how various elements of society interconnected to create a dynamic and influential Bronze Age culture. Their achievements and practices would influence Greek civilization for centuries to come, laying the groundwork for many aspects of classical Greek culture that would later emerge. The epic saga of the Trojan War unfolds like a masterfully crafted drama, rich with layers of tension, character evolution, and pivotal moments that shape its legendary status. The narrative begins with Act 1, the gathering storm, where the fateful abduction of Helen by Paris ignites the flames of conflict, violating sacred laws of hospitality and stirring profound motivations of honor and revenge. This initial betrayal sets off a chain reaction of political maneuvering, as alliances are forged, armies are mustered, and resources are prepared for war. Divine omens and prophecies add a supernatural gravity, foreshadowing the immense challenges awaiting both sides as the stage is set for an epic confrontation. The journey and early conflicts chronicles the Greeks' perilous voyage to Troy, marked by sacrifices and trials that test their resolve. The harrowing sacrifice of Iphigenia underscores the devastating costs of war and the fragile loyalties among the leaders. As the fleet navigates treacherous waters, divine interventions and naval misfortunes complicate the journey. Upon reaching Troy, the war's opening chapters unfold with ferocious beach landings, the establishment of the Greek camp, and early skirmishes. Initial diplomatic efforts fail, hinting at the long and arduous siege that lies ahead. The war's unrelenting grind takes center stage in the long siege, where strategies evolve and personal tensions simmer. Both Greeks and Trojans adapt to dwindling resources and psychological warfare, reflecting the war's grueling nature. Leadership disputes, personal rivalries, and tests of loyalty deepen the complexity of the characters. Achilles' withdrawal from the battlefield over an insult to his honor exacerbates tensions within the Greek camp, highlighting themes of pride, vengeance, and the fragility of alliances. This act lays bare the emotional toll of war, intertwining moments of heroism with profound vulnerability. Critical turning points, the narrative crescendos with events that irrevocably alter the war's trajectory. Patroclus' death serves as a catalyst for Achilles' return, his wrath reshaping the conflict's dynamics. Devastating losses and brutal confrontations escalate the stakes, as both sides grapple with moral dilemmas and transformations. Divine interventions grow increasingly bold, with gods tipping the scales and intensifying the drama. Themes of fate, sacrifice, and the fragility of human ambition dominate, pushing the characters toward their ultimate destinies. The fall and aftermath delivers the war's climactic resolution. The iconic Trojan horse strategy epitomizes cunning and deception, leading to Troy's dramatic downfall. The city's destruction brings triumph and devastation in equal measure, with survivors facing divine retribution and fractured futures. As the victors and vanquished alike embark on homeward journeys, they confront personal tragedies, shifting allegiances, and the enduring legacies of their choices. This concluding act explores the far-reaching consequences of the war, painting a poignant picture of ambition, loss, and the fragile nature of glory. Throughout the epic, the interplay of personal and external conflicts drives the story forward. Characters wrestle with inner struggles, balancing duty against desire, honor against pragmatism, and love against loyalty. These internal battles are mirrored by external tensions, including leadership rivalries, the brutality of war, and divine manipulations. The narrative's richness lies in its ability to weave these threads into a tapestry of human and mythical drama, captivating audiences across generations. Strategic elements underscore the narrative, revealing the complexities of ancient warfare. From siege tactics to naval skirmishes and resource management, the logistical challenges of sustaining a prolonged conflict come to life. Political alliances, power struggles, and cultural clashes deepen the story's realism, reflecting the multifaceted nature of leadership and survival in times of war. The characters undergo profound transformations, each shaped by the war's trials. Agamemnon's journey explores themes of authority and sacrifice, culminating in a tragic fate. Achilles embodies honor and rage, his arc marked by devastating loss and eventual reconciliation with mortality. Odysseus stands as a beacon of resilience and cunning, his strategies proving pivotal throughout the war and beyond. Meanwhile, Hector's heroism and family devotion make his downfall one of the story's most poignant tragedies, contrasting sharply with the hubris and fragility of others. Themes of enduring human struggles permeate the tale. Honor and duty highlight the burdens of societal and personal obligations. Love and loss examine the sacrifices made for family, friendship, and loyalty. Power and ambition delve into the challenges of leadership, while fate and free will explore the tension between destiny and choice. These timeless themes resonate deeply, reflecting universal truths about the human condition. Narrative techniques enrich the epic, employing multiple perspectives, parallel storylines, and strategic foreshadowing. These elements build suspense and emotional engagement, leading to climactic moments that leave a lasting impact. The story's emotional depth is heightened by personal tragedies and the bittersweet costs of victory, creating a layered narrative that endures through time. Finally, the divine elements of the Trojan War amplify its grandeur. The gods' interventions, prophetic visions, and mythical beings underscore the interplay of human ambition and divine will. These supernatural aspects not only heighten the stakes, but also mirror the cultural and religious beliefs of the era, grounding the epic in its historical and mythological context. Set against the backdrop of the late Bronze Age, the Trojan War captures the essence of a world defined by honor codes, military values, and political rivalries. The cultural and historical underpinnings lend authenticity to the narrative, making it a timeless reflection of ambition, sacrifice, and the enduring quest for glory. This complex narrative structure creates a rich, multi-layered story that explores fundamental human themes while maintaining dramatic tension through personal conflicts, strategic challenges, and divine intervention. The interweaving of personal drama with larger historical and mythological elements produces a compelling saga that has fascinated audiences for millennia. The cultural foundation and continuity of Mycenaean society significantly influenced classical Greece, leaving an enduring legacy across multiple domains. Direct influences are evident in the evolution of language, the persistence of religious practices, architectural styles, military traditions, political structures, and artistic conventions. These cultural elements formed the bedrock of classical Greek identity, shaping the trajectory of Western civilization. The literary legacy of the Mycenaeans is most famously reflected in the epic poetry of Homer's Iliad and Odyssey, which immortalized the heroics and tragedies of the Trojan War. Beyond these epics, the cyclic poems, tragic plays, historical accounts, and folk traditions carried forward stories rooted in Mycenaean culture, enriching Greece's literary and cultural heritage. The modern cultural impact of Mycenaean society is observed in contemporary expressions through literature adaptations, film interpretations, theatrical productions, musical compositions, and artistic representations. These creative works reinterpret ancient themes, making them accessible and relevant to modern audiences while preserving their timeless significance. Archaeological revelations have greatly expanded our understanding of Mycenaean civilization. Key sites like the Citadel of Mycenae, the palace complex at Pylos, and the fortifications of Tiryns reveal the grandeur and sophistication of their society. Recent discoveries, including new burial sites, linear B tablets, evidence of extensive trade networks, and insights into technological advances, provide a deeper understanding of their cultural practices and achievements. Scientific advancements have revolutionized archaeological analysis. Modern techniques such as DNA analysis, carbon dating, digital mapping, chemical analysis, and remote sensing enable researchers to uncover new details about the Mycenaean world. These tools allow for a more nuanced understanding of their society, from population movements to technological innovation. The architectural influence of the Mycenaeans is seen in their building techniques, including cyclopean masonry, defensive structures, palace complexes, and tomb designs. Urban planning concepts derived from their settlements continue to inspire modern engineering and construction practices, from defensive strategies to efficient space utilization. Linguistically, the Mycenaeans contributed to the development of the Greek language. The Linear B script offers a glimpse into early Greek forms, vocabulary evolution, grammar structures, and dialectal influences. Modern linguistics draws connections between Mycenaean and contemporary Greek through etymology, cultural terminology, and place names that trace their origins to this ancient era. The military legacy of the Mycenaeans is evident in their innovations in warfare. Strategic concepts, weapon design, armor development, naval tactics, and siege warfare shaped the foundations of Greek military traditions. Today, these principles continue to inform military strategies, command structures, and training methods worldwide. Economically, the Mycenaeans excelled in trade systems, managing extensive networks, organizing markets, and introducing concepts like resource allocation and early currency systems. These practices laid the groundwork for modern trade routes, economic systems, and international relations. The technological heritage of the Mycenaeans spanned metallurgy, agriculture, construction, navigation, and manufacturing. Modern industries still benefit from their innovations, applying ancient engineering principles and agricultural methods to contemporary challenges. In art, the Mycenaeans left a profound impact through their creative expressions. Pottery styles, fresco techniques, metalwork, jewelry crafting, and sculptural forms reflect their artistic sophistication. These techniques influence modern artistic methods, design principles, and decorative styles, connecting past and present. Religiously, the Mycenaean spiritual practices laid the foundation for classical Greek beliefs. Ritual traditions, temple design, sacred spaces, and divine concepts established enduring connections to religious studies, mythological influences, and sacred architecture. Socially, the Mycenaean organizational systems, class hierarchy, administrative methods, legal concepts, and gender roles offer insights into ancient societal structures. Modern studies in social theory, administration, legal frameworks, and gender analysis draw parallels with their practices. advancements in archaeological methods have transformed the study of Mycenaean civilization. Techniques like excavation, dating systems, analysis tools, and preservation methods ensure the longevity of discoveries. Modern developments, such as digital technology and conservation techniques, enhance our ability to study and document ancient cultures. Educationally, the Mycenaeans contributed to knowledge transfer through historical study, archaeological training, classical education, and language learning. Modern applications of these practices include educational methods, research approaches, and cultural studies that continue to enrich our understanding of the ancient world. Their environmental understanding, particularly in resource management, remains relevant today. Agricultural practices, water systems, land use strategies, and climate adaptation techniques demonstrate the Mycenaeans' ability to harmonize with their environment, offering lessons for modern resource conservation and sustainability. Continuing research into the Mycenaean civilization explores areas such as DNA analysis, climate studies, trade patterns, social structures, and technological development. Future advancements promise to uncover new dimensions of their culture, using cutting-edge methods and innovative theoretical approaches to deepen our historical interpretation. The Mycenaeans' enduring legacy shapes our appreciation of ancient civilizations, highlighting their profound influence on language, culture, and innovation. Their achievements continue to resonate, bridging the ancient and modern worlds in meaningful and transformative ways. The Mycenaean legacy continues to influence modern understanding and practices across multiple disciplines. Their achievements and innovations provide valuable insights for contemporary society, while ongoing research reveals new aspects of their sophisticated civilization. This enduring impact demonstrates the fundamental role of Mycenaean culture in shaping Western civilization and its continuing relevance to modern life. The rise, flourishing, and transformation of the Mycenaean civilization serve as a compelling historical perspective on the cycles of civilizational development. Beginning with their initial growth phase, the Mycenaeans absorbed Minoan influences, laying the groundwork for their architectural innovations, trade networks, and military expansion. This period marked their emergence as a significant power in the Aegean world, setting the stage for their golden age. During this pinnacle, Mycenaean society achieved unparalleled architectural feats, widespread literacy through the linear B script, and established extensive international diplomatic relations. Their sophisticated palatial culture and advancements in metallurgy and craftsmanship underscored a civilization at its zenith. However, the transformation period brought challenges that would reshape Mycenaean society. Environmental pressures, including climatic changes and resource depletion, combined with external threats and internal instability, led to societal stress. These pressures signaled the beginning of a transformative era that saw the gradual decline of their once flourishing civilization. Keys to Mycenaean success lay in their adaptability and innovation. They skillfully incorporated foreign technologies, developed advanced engineering techniques, and created a highly efficient administrative system. Their military innovations and centralized leadership enabled effective resource management and strengthened their position in international diplomacy. Strategic leadership from palace administrators ensured the coordination of resources and military campaigns, contributing to their sustained growth. The decline of the Mycenaean civilization involved a complex web of factors. Environmental challenges, such as climate changes that disrupted agriculture and natural disasters that affected key settlements, played a crucial role. Societal pressures, including population movements, economic strain, and social inequality, further weakened the fabric of their society. Military conflicts and invasions compounded these issues, accelerating their transformation. Despite this decline, the Mycenaean legacy endured in profound ways. Their cultural memory persisted through oral traditions, epic poetry, and religious practices. Architectural techniques and artistic influences shaped subsequent Greek developments, while their technological expertise in metallurgy, construction, and maritime navigation left an indelible mark on history. The modern relevance of the Mycenaean experience offers valuable lessons for contemporary society. Their resource management and environmental adaptation provide insights into sustainability, while their administrative organization and crisis management highlight principles of effective leadership. Their ability to adapt culturally and socially underscores the importance of resilience in the face of change. The Mycenaean story also reveals recurring patterns in civilizational development. Cycles of technological innovation, cultural evolution, and social transformation are evident in their rise and decline. These patterns emphasize the need for societies to adapt to environmental, social, and economic pressures, as well as to anticipate challenges through proactive planning. At its core, the human element of the Mycenaean civilization underscores the role of individuals and communities in shaping history. Leadership, cultural creativity, and technical innovation drove their achievements, while collective resilience and social adaptation helped preserve their legacy. Their story highlights the delicate balance between individual agency and collective response in overcoming societal challenges. Looking forward, the Mycenaean experience offers critical lessons for the future. Their resilience in diversifying resources, adapting systems, and embracing cultural flexibility serves as a model for modern societies. However, their decline also serves as a cautionary tale, warning against environmental stress, social inequality, and political instability. Recognizing these warning signs is essential to preventing similar outcomes in our own time. Ultimately, the Mycenaean story illustrates that civilizational transformation is shaped by a complex interplay of environmental conditions, social dynamics, external pressures, and internal developments. Cultural exchange, technological transfer, and social evolution are central to this process, reminding us that change is both inevitable and multifaceted. The enduring questions raised by their experience remain relevant today. How can societies balance resource management with environmental adaptation? How can innovation drive sustainable growth while maintaining social balance? By exploring these questions through the lens of the Mycenaean civilization, we gain valuable insights into the challenges and opportunities that define human progress. This exploration of the Mycenaean civilization's trajectory offers valuable insights into the complex nature of societal development and transformation. Their experience demonstrates that civilizations are dynamic systems, constantly adapting to changing circumstances while leaving lasting legacies that influence future generations. Understanding their story helps us better comprehend our own societal challenges and opportunities for growth and adaptation.